What is up, everyone? This is Stacocakes. I'm back with another Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 video. It's a video for the beginner's guide, my club. It is basically what to do first, what to look for in this game, and just some tips. If you want to go more in depth on certain things like the auction house, I have a separate video. Check it out for the auction house. I also have a video how to make GP. That kind of goes more in depth than I'm going to do in this beginner tutorial. But I was kind of trying to figure out how to best do this tutorial for you guys, how deep into it to go. But let's just go through it and see what we can do. But first off, we're going to start with the top right corner. That is your GP. That is the 62,000 is the GP, that G. The yellow star is the MyClub coins. So those are the two currencies in this game. One of them, the GP, is what you get from like matches and stuff like that. You can also get them as like a daily login bonus. And what you use that GP for is to renew contracts and to come to like the agents right here. And if you want to spin one of these agents, for instance. But as you can see from these are, it says ×3 in the top corner. That's because if you spin one of these, you get 3 players out of it. So this forward agent right here, if I spin it for 25,000 GP, I get 3 forward players. I can also use MyClub coins for this. It is 250 MyClub coins. How do you get MyClub coins? You can get them from daily login bonuses as well. Just logging in. And also, the MyClub records at the bottom. Right here at the bottom. MyClub records. You'll see there's a bunch of different things you can do, and each one of these gives you like 50 MyClub coins. You can also get like tactical stuff and familiarity bonus, boost, stamina recovery, stuff like that. And if you're looking at one of these and you're like, what the heck is this? Like, what is there's one that says like play a special match somewhere. Right here. You're like, what is that? You can click how to achieve. Right there. It tells you how to get each of these ones if you're not sure how to do it. Help a player recover. See, it tells you how to get it done, which is good. And to get those done, get a bunch of MyClub coins. So what do we use the MyClub coins for? There's a few things that you should use them for, and there's a few things that you should not. First off, you should never renew a contract with MyClub coins. It's better to just use GP for that. Save your MyClub coins for purchasing a manager, as you see right here, or for the weekly featured player agent. Because last year, I'm sure it's gonna be the same as last year, but last year every week on Thursday, the game updates every Thursday. Every Thursday there was a new agent, and they had these featured players week, the best players for the week, and those players were higher overalls than their current version that's in the game right now. So those are the best spins to do in this game, probably, in my opinion. And those were 100 MyClub coins for each spin last year. And there was no option to use GP for that. I highly doubt they're going to change that for this year. But if they do, check out just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be MyClub coins. So use your MyClub coins for getting a manager or for the featured agent each week. And you may look at this manager right now and say, how come I can get Roman, for instance, at 770 MyClub coins, but I can't get him with GP? That is because these are unlocked until you play a certain number of games. That ranges anywhere from 300 to 400. It's somewhere in there. People never know the exact amount, but it is a lot of games you have to play to get to the point where you can get these top managers with GP. So use the MyClub coins for a manager or for the featured player agent. Never extend contracts with them. Use GP for that. So now what do we do next? Okay, so let's just go through the different menus, see where there is. First thing I would look for every Thursday when the game comes, like the servers are down, the game is updated every Thursday. After that, come and check what's on. This is where you want to go. Right now, there's an online challenge cup. On this Thursday, there's probably going to be something else added to this, whether it is another online challenge cup, whether it is a versus computer whether it is both. But every week, come and check this out. There's something usually good here. They'll either give you something that gives you good amounts of GP as your reward, or they might give you something that gives you a bonus to the amount of GP. Like say for instance, you'll get a times 2 bonus or something for GP if you play this particular tournament. So you got like double GP for that tournament for the week. So keep an eye on stuff like that. They change it up every week. Let's just go check the first online Challenger Cup. This is probably the first place I would go for getting right into the game right now. It only shows 4 right here because I completed one of these. But there are 5 introductory online cups you can do. And all you have to do for this is just play 1 game online for each of these. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Your reward is 10,000 GP. So that's pretty good. You just play 5 matches online. You can lose all 5. It doesn't matter. You get 10,000 GP for each of these. So you get 50,000 GP right out of the gate just for these. So I recommend playing these right off the bat. It doesn't even matter if you have a crappy team and you lose. Just come get the GP for this. 50,000 GP for playing those. Definitely worth doing. But like I said, come there and check every week to see what is new. Ranked match. This is just if you want to play a 1 versus 1 match online, and whether you win or lose, you're going to be changing your rank. So winning obviously makes your rank go up, losing makes it go down. So this is the ranked match. That's where you go for that. MyClub co-op. This is if you want to play with your friend or whatever. You 2 versus a group of 2 other players, and that's the MyClub co-op. I'm not sure if it's more than 2 players aside or not. It might be, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But this is where you go if you want to do co-op with friends. I think maybe now that I'm thinking about it, it is more than 2 players. But sim match, we'll get to that in a second because sim is the most important part of this game, in my opinion, especially for somebody just starting out. We'll get to that in 1 second. Versus computer matches. This is something that you can keep on playing from the start. The opponent is weaker at the start, and the more you play this, the opponent gets harder and harder and harder. Eventually, it's going to be to a point where if you play this all the time, you're going to be getting like to superstar and top player level and stuff like that. This could be, the more you play this, the harder it gets. So if you're looking for versus computer matches each week, I suggest going to the What's On first. See if there's a new versus computer tournament first. Get that tournament done, and then come to the versus computer if you want to use it. Because like I said, the more you play this, the harder it gets. And then it doesn't go back, like it doesn't reset back to weaker after you've done like superstar a certain amount of times. No, it gets to superstar, and I'm pretty sure it stays there for the rest of time. Check for the what's new first and see if there's anything for the versus computer to do first. Then do this. MyClub player match. This is just something that if you're scared to go online, you don't want to lose, this is a good thing to go to practice, see how you are online, get familiar with playing online. Good thing to go to. The ranked sim match. Unfortunately, I can't go like into this, or else if I click on this, it goes directly into a game. But what this is we have to play sim matches in this game, because if you have a team, let's go check out my team right now. You'll see right here in the middle right, it says team strength. If you have like a team full of like black ball players, if you have a team full of gold players, then you're going to have a higher team strength. So if you have a 3, 4, or 5 team strength, then you're going to have high contracts. And the amount of GP you make from playing games online and stuff like that is not enough to pay for your contracts. Like you're wondering how much are contracts, like for instance, let's go check this out. Like say I wanted to renew Titty. He has 2,700 coins to renew him. And he is an 86 overall. So you can see if you have like a 90 overall player, how much that's going to be to renew him. It's going to be very, very expensive. And let's just check out the Costa right here. See how much he is. 2,600. So unfortunately, if you want to play with a team of good players, you're going to have a sim team on the side to kind of build up GP, just to pay for your black ball team or gold ball team's contracts all the time. Another way to get contracts though, if you guys pre-ordered the game, let's go check it out right here. There's contract renewal tickets right here. As you can see, oh, I almost dropped my controller. But I recommend you using this on your best player. Do not use a contract renewal ticket on like a silver ball player or stuff like that. Use it on the player that has the highest contract renewal cost. So if you have like a 92 overall player, use your contract renewal tickets for that. Don't use it on like a 70 overall. Stamina recovery, that's pretty self-explanatory. That is just when your guys are tired, use this to boost them up. But basically what you want to do here, right when you get the game, you want to come into here, you want to go to squad list. You just want to create a new squad. So create a new squad. You can name it like Sim, just so you can distinguish it from your other teams. This is my Sim team right here. Let's go into it. So what I do for a Sim team is I basically have a full white ball team. And what happens is when you play a match, the amount of GP you get, like you get the amount of GP for winning, losing, or getting a draw. You get that GP. Then there's two multipliers you're going to see. One is going to be like a match multiplier, and the other is like, I think it's called like strength bonus multiplier, something like that. Well, the first one, the match multiplier, that is just the bonus to your GP for the particular mode that you're in. Unfortunately, if you're doing a sim mode, you get no match bonus for that because I think it's just they save that for like if you're playing like a game online, for instance, like an online division game, you might get a GP bonus of times 1.05 for that. That's a good way to boost up the GP you're getting. It's not that much, but you know, it adds up over time. But the bigger boost is in the team strength, which is the second boost you're going to get. And right here, what you want to do is you want to try to get your team strength as high as possible, because the higher your team strength, the more of a multiplier you get to your GP for every match. So like right now, I think for this team that I currently have right here, I think my multiplier is 1.9. Say I win or whatever, and I get like 3,000 GP for the win, then that times by 1.9. So that almost doubles your GP just because of the strength, the team strength bonus. So you want to try to get your strength as high as possible. And how do you get your strength as high as possible for a team of white ball players that you're going to be using in Sim? You put all of your good players on the bench. So put all of your black balls here. I even put my lone players on here. Anybody that has a high overall, put it on your bench because it's going to raise your team strength. Like see for instance, my team strength is 2,071. Let's say I take out Iniesta. Let's see how much this is going to go down. It goes down to 1897. So the team strength goes down. And then so because my team strength went down, the amount of GP I'm going to get is going to be less. So put all of your best players on the bench. You don't have to use these players. These players can just sit on the bench. When you're playing a sim game, never put these players on your bench into the game. Keep them on the bench. I take these white ball players, and what I do is just get 11 players, go out there. The contracts for each of the players is 12 games, and then they run out of contracts. Once they run out of contracts, just get rid of the player. You can sell them, but you get 0 GP. You sell a white ball player with no contracts. So what I do is I just go into here, say this guy's contract's expired. I just go convert into an experienced trainer. At least you get a little bit of experience for that, as opposed to just selling it for 0 when you release it. So here's all the white ball team. I take this team and I go into that sim mode and play with this team. And I just use them until their contracts expire. I don't care if the player is tired or anything. I just keep them out there with no energy because it doesn't matter. Because I'm just putting it out there The majority of the time, you're going to find that you're either losing or drawing the majority of the time when you do these sim matches. But I'll just give you, like I wrote down the amount that I was winning from this, but just to give an idea of how much you can get from this. And here's my, if I use this white ball sim team and I have this black ball bench, I'm getting, for a loss, I'm getting somewhere around 1100 to 1150 GP. And for a draw, I'm getting anywhere from 1900 to 2200. And for a win, I'm getting around 3500. So you can see that just playing a white ball bench, a white ball team like this, gets you lots of GP. And then you can just get rid of these guys after. You don't have to renew their contracts. And then what do you do after you get rid of these guys? Every match you get an agent after you finish the match. A scout. So you go into here and say I had a white ball player on my team. His contract expire. I put him into the trainer. Then I come here. I just pick one of these scouts, spin it, and I got a new white ball player to insert into my team. And then I got, I think all these white ball players have 12 game contracts. So this guy right here, I got another 12 games to put him into my sim lineup, and I play it in there. And like I said, it doesn't even matter to me. Like, if you do it this way, you make the most amount of GP, but you are going to lose the majority of the matches or draw, because some people put their best players into sim. Like you might be having a white ball team versus like a team with like Messi and a bunch of other guys, and that guy's going to kill you, of course, but you still get GP if you lose. And the only cost of doing the sim mode, which is right here, the only cost for the sim mode is renewing your coach's contract, which might not always happen. So let's go check it out. How do you know what you need to renew your coach's contract? Go up to your coach right here in the top left. Contract extension option details. You're going to see right here. So the contract extension. So you have 3 ways to extend a contract for a coach. Ranked matches. You can play those. Points required 5. So you need to get 5 points. Once you complete that, then his contract is an extension is agreed. You can also do a ranked sim like I'm doing right there. I need 5 points required to extend his contract, and you can see it says 100% because I have got those 5 points. So his contract is going to be extended, and I do not have to pay GP for that, which is good. But let's say you just keep on playing, and as you keep on renewing your coach, the amount that you're going to need the points you're going to need to renew his contract are going to keep on going up, I believe. So you're going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to satisfy the conditions for the extension, and at that point you're going to have to pay GP. Do not pay MyClub coins for that. Use your GP on that to renew your coach's contract, and then those are the only costs you're going to do. So like you keep on bringing in new white ball players, keep on getting GP coming in, and the only cost you have is for the coach renewal. And the coach renews after, I believe, 25 games. You get 25 games for each coach. So it's a good way to pile up the GP. And what can you do with that GP? Go check it out. I've done this video so many times that I've screwed up that I don't remember if I've gone into certain things here. But what you do with the GP is come into here, go into agents, and you'll see every Thursday this screen right here is going to be different. Right now, it just shows the top agent. This is what we looked at earlier. This top agent will always be here. Every single week, it is the same one. But there's also going to be every Thursday, there's going to be something added to here. Like for instance, on Thursday, we're going to be getting the national team featured player agent. This is where you're going to find that. And you go into there, and so each week, I think what they did each week was they had a regular special agent. So maybe they'll have like a a regular agent that says it's for the players of the week. Then they'll also have another agent for a particular team. So like each week you're going to have a bunch of different agents that you can spin. You get to choose which one you want to do. I would recommend doing the featured player agents. They have the higher overall. If you go into these things, like just go into like a forward, for instance, if you wanted to spin this, look, there's a 2.9% chance of getting a black ball and a 13.5% of a gold. Each week, if you're looking at the featured player things, they have a really, really high gold and black ball rate. So don't put your money into these top agents. Just wait for whatever comes out each Thursday. See what it is. If it's not that great, wait for the next Thursday. See what it is. But the National Stars is the one that's coming up this Thursday. I'm definitely going to be putting 3 spins into that. I think the spins are only MyClub coins because that's how it was last year for the featured player agent. It was only MyClub coins, and it was 100 MyClub coins last year. Whether it's higher, whether it's the same amount right now, you never know with Konami, right? But I'm guessing it's going to be 100 MyClub coins because everything else seems to be pretty much the same in this game as last year. Copy and pasted basically. So yeah, so that's the squad management part of it. Let's see, is there anything I missed for here? This is where you can go and change your game plan and stuff like that. Here's the game plan. For the game plan, the attacking instructions are set by your particular manager that you have. And as you go through here, it just kind of gives you, if you're looking at these and you're like, what's possession game? It kind of gives you a little breakdown of what each thing is, which is really good for the people that are just starting the game. Looking through here, gives you a little like description of what each thing is. But for all of these, the attacking and the defense, this is already set. You cannot change it. This is just based on the manager that you have. But what you can change though is the advanced instructions. This is where you can come in here. I haven't changed mine yet because I haven't had much time with this game. Let's just go inside here, just see the kind of things you can do with advanced instructions. Do anchoring, gives you a little rundown of what each thing. These are just the different things you can put for the advanced instructions. So the good thing is when you're starting out, you can play some games versus a computer, try to figure out which kind of things, like tiki-taka is one of the ones that I usually use. But these are just some things you can try, different advanced tactics, different things, see which one works best for you. I recommend getting some time playing online in that thing I told you where you can play the 5 matches. Even if you lose, you get the 50,000 GP from that. Do that, practice out your team, try out some new tactics. Really, really cool thing to do right there. That's where you'd go to change your game plan. Not really sure how deep I'm going to go into the team right here. Let's check the team strength. As I said, remember, if you're doing a sim team, get all your good players on the bench right here. And also, manager familiarity, you see in the top right corner, 104%. That means that all of the players in this, like they're familiar with his tactics. Right here, you'll see each player has an affinity with preset tactics. It's in the bottom right corner. This guy's got a 99, so he is, what you want to get for these players, you want to get a red heat map like you see right there. That's the kind of thing that you want. That means that they are comfortable with the tactics. If it's not red, like this guy right here, that's why his affinity with preset tactics is 46. So you can get that up. There's a familiarity. Oh no, there's a tactical. I don't know if I have any of them. Let's see. I do not have any of these, but there would be a tactical ticket that you can give this guy to get his affinity with the preset tactics up. Another thing you can do is just play games. The more games you play, keeping this player in this lineup with this coach, the more his affinity with the preset tactics is going to go up. And of course, your goal is you want to get to 99 with each player. But as you can see, just from a white ball team right here, and just playing a bunch of games with it, I'm getting the affinity with the preset tactics is getting pretty close to 99 right off the bat, and I haven't even played that many games. But it does come up pretty quick. Other things you can do right here, using a cloud match. This is basically when you're not around, when people are doing like sim matches and stuff like that, like I showed you before, they're playing other teams, like other players' teams in those matches. So what this does, using cloud mode, pick the team. Like I'm gonna go through my squad. This squad right here is my best team. That's why I called it best. But that's the one I chose for my squad for the cloud match. And what that basically means is that's the one that's going to be playing other people's sim teams. And you'll find out, I think it's like once a week or whatever, where you'll just log in and you'll get some kind of a GP bonus for your cloud match. Like your team's playing other teams on the cloud matches. So set your squad for the cloud match just so you get that GP bonus each week. I don't know if it's weekly or monthly or what it is, but set for the squad. Set your squad for the cloud match, anyways, and so that's good to get the extra GP. Team Spirit 87 for this team. The more I play the game, the more the Team Spirit's going to go up. And that's just being familiar with the, let's see here, tactical training. So let's check this out here. So 87 Team Spirit. And this guy's affinity with preset tactics is 46. So let's see what happens if I use a tactical training on this team. So that was 46 before. What's it going to go to right now? We're going to use one of these items. This boost will boost our ability to work with team instructions when using the preset tactic. The training after use. Okay, see, so there you go. So we're just going to use this right now. So remember, the guy was 46, I believe. So right there, that brought up the team spirit, which is what we want to do. We want to get a high team spirit for our team. And affinity with preset tactics. So it went up to 54 from 47. So you can see how to get players up, different things you can use, how to get these different like stamina recoveries, tactical training. You can get these when you open up an agent, like when you do an agent spins. And sometimes you get some of these. You can also get them for login bonuses. You can get them for the different rewards for MyClub records down here. Lots of different ways to get those, like get those different attribute training things. Like MyClub members, this is basically just where all of your members are and the managers. It looks exactly, actually, sorry, it's way different than last year, the layout of it. I'm still trying to determine if I like this layout or not, but it's not too bad, I guess. It's going to take a bit to get used to. But that's where you go in to see the different players in your team. The good thing about this year, I'm not sure when it changed last year, but there used to be where we had to keep on buying spaces for our players. Like say you had like 50 players and you had to pay more storage space for your club. But it looks like it says players out of 1,000. So it looks like they got rid of the amount of storage you have to pay, because it got pretty costly with GP having to pay to increase the amount of players you can have on your team. So I'm glad they got rid of that, and it shows 1,000 as the players right now. Training. This is just where you go to get your training done. I'm just going to use Umtiti, for instance, right here. Once I do my white ball team for the sim matches, once their contract runs up, I convert them to a trainer, and here is where they come. So basically the best thing to do for this is to match them up with a player of the similar position. They get the more similarities these two have with each other, the more of a bonus that player will get. So for instance, if I use a center forward to train a center back, it's not going to be as much of a bonus as if I just trained him with a center back. So let's just use him with the center back right here. Player training. We trained him up. That's what you're going to use now to level up your players. One of the major changes this year for leveling up is, I don't know if you guys remember last year, but if you got a player from, say you played a competition online or something, and your reward was a spin, if you got a, like say you got like a black ball, for instance, from that spin, they would be level 1. And what happened is you need to get them to level 30, which is kind of like their starting overall. So say, for instance, Dybala, for instance, say Dybala was 85 overall in PES 2019. So say I got him from the scouts in the auction house, or if I got him from a reward for something, he would show up as level 1. So instead of getting like an 85 Dybala right off the bat, we might get like a 75 Dybala. And then we have to level him up all the way to 85 just to get him to where he should originally, like that's what his original overall is. So then once he's at 85, then we can further level him up after that. But we had to go all the way down and get a lower version of the player and then level him up to get him to where he should be. But now, whenever you get a player, it's going to be what that player's, like if a player is 85 in this game, you're going to get him at 85. You're not going to get him at 75, which is probably best thing that has changed so far this year. And I think that's probably the only thing that has changed so far this year. Now that I think about it, because not much has changed. But now let's go into the next screen here. Let's check out the agents. Like I said, I think we already went over the agents. These update every Thursday. There's going to be something new here for the agent. Let's go check out the scouts. For the scouts, I have a separate video on the auction house if you guys want to check it out to go more in depth with this. But this is where you go to get different players for your team. This is where you use your GP that you earned to buy scouts to get players. So for instance, signed player. This can use the scouts you currently have. I'm going to go through here. These are the scouts I currently have. I could put them in here and see what they'll give me. Gives me a list on the bottom right who I can get from this. Maybe if I add another scout into here that I have heading, see, it kind of gives you what players you can get from this. So what you can also do is this thing will give you a simulation mode. So say for instance, I want to get a 5-star scout from the auction house, right? I'll go 5-star scout. Actually, first off, what I should say, I'm going to make a separate video on this, but there's a website called pesdatabase.net. It's going to update 1 week after the game is out, they're saying. So, but if you go to PES database right now, which is www.pesdb.net, go there and it's going to show you the players right now, probably for the 2019 version of the game. It hasn't updated to the 2020 version yet, but it'll show you, for instance, if you go to Ronaldo, you scroll down, it's going to say, these are the scouts you need to get Ronaldo 100%. These are the scouts you need to have a 50% chance of getting him, and so on and so on. So what you want to do is you want to try to find what is a way to get a 100% chance of getting a particular player. So let's just go and do a simulation right now. This is you can click simulation right here, and it makes you just kind of put in hypothetical things. So like say I went to a club, let's go to Barcelona, 5-star Barcelona club. Let's say I went to the auction house and I got this, and let's say I went to 5-star. Let's go to, actually hold on, let's go to nationality. Let's just go to France. Okay, so right here. So right now, we're looking at this. So if I got a 5-star Barcelona scout and I got a 5-star France scout, these are the players that I could possibly get. So looking at that, you'd go, okay, I can get 3 black balls, or I can get a bronze. But you click the RB button, it shows you the actual percentages. So this looks like it would be like a 75% chance of getting a black ball if you spun this. But no, the actuality is a 1.5% chance of getting a black ball. and a 98.5% chance of getting that one bronze. So don't ever spin in these situations. Try to get your player narrowed down so it's just one player. Let's just say I want to nail this down right now to Dembele. What I just do is maybe a 5-star left wing scout. Position, left wing, and right there. So that gives us a 100% chance of getting Dembele. We have to get those 3 scouts. If you want a blackball player, you're going to need 5-star scouts. You cannot get any 4-star scouts or 3-star scouts. It has to be 5-star scouts for a black ball. For a gold ball, it's got to be a 4-star scout. A bunch of 4-star scouts. For silver, it's got to be a 3-star scout. And further down. Let's go check out the auction house and see what kind of scouts we can get here. This is where you go. You check to see how this is done. Like I said, I have a separate video on how to do the bidding and stuff for this. But I'll bring up the help menu right now just so you can kind of see how this is done. First off, I'll just go inside here. There's 2 minutes left on that. That might end by the time I'm doing the video. Just go to this one. So right here, here's the bidding right now. So the first round, there's 2 rounds of bidding. The first round and the final round. For the first round, you enter your bid if you want to bid on something. If you are the only person to bid on something and then it expires, you automatically win. But if there are other people that are bidding on it as well, you're going to have to go to a final round. And in that final round, you're going to have to blind bid. Like you're not going to be able to see what everyone else bids. So you're going to all blind bid, and the person with the highest amount bid wins. I'm just going to go into here and show you the help thing, kind of give you like a little breakdown here. The first round participants are free to make bids that are higher than the current price. Yeah, like the amount of bidding you do in the first round does not matter, because all the first round bidding does is it kind of makes it so you're entered for the final round. So it doesn't matter if you win the first round bidding. It has nothing to do with anything. All it does is it just puts you into the bidding for the final bid. So to make a bid in the first round, you'll need to use the GP. If anyone else tops your bid, the GP will be returned to you. But you're still entered into the final bidding process. The first round contains only 1 bidder. The final round will immediately finish. There you go. This is the case. There's an auto bid that you can set for the final round. Say you're not going to be around for the final round. You can set it and say, oh, you know what? I want to bid 25,000 in the final round on this guy. It says in the final round, each participant will be allowed to make 1 bid. It is not visible to the other contestants. Note that even if you have the highest bid in the first round, you still only get 1 bid for the final round. If 2 guys bid the same amount, it is the first one that put their bid in will get the win. Let's see. When the deadline is reached or every participant has made their bid, the final round comes to an end. Okay. If your bid is not successful, you get the GP back, of course. Okay, so let's just check this one for instance. There is 38 minutes left in this. Say I bid on this right now to get in here. Then I'd be eligible to go into the final round schedule. You'll see the final round is only, it says September 10th, and it is only a 5-minute window. Pretty sure it was a couple hours before, but now it is only 5 minutes. So if you want to get in on this, you make a bid, and then you set your price for what you want your final bid to be. That way you don't have to be around here for the final, like that 5-minute window to see if you can get your bid in. That's basically how you use the auction house. That is where you want to put your GP when you get stuff into the auction house here. Also, you can use your GP for renewing contracts as well. Watch list is just a way to look at certain auctions and keep an eye on them. Auction search. This is a good way to go in here. You can just go, say you want to look for a 5-star scout. There you go. This is going to show you all of the 5-star scouts available. There are only 14 right now. 14 of them. One thing that they never mention in here, I don't think. Yeah, they don't. One thing they never mention is the particular team agent. Like say you want like Barcelona agent. That is only available from the auction house. You cannot get that as a reward for winning a game. Almost all these other ones, you can get them as rewards for finishing a game, like Spanish League, for instance. You might not get a 5-star Spanish League, but you can get a Spanish League agent for winning a game. It might be 2-star, who knows. But as far as a particular team agent and a particular country, like say you want to go to England as the country, that is only from the auction house. You cannot get nationality from playing games. You cannot get the particular team playing the games. So you got to go to the auction house to get those. But that's why the auction house is very important. I believe that is it for the auction house here. Sell Scout. They give you such little amount for the scouts, so I would not recommend selling your scout. Bid rankings, you can just go here. You can check to see what some of these things are going for. This no-look pass, 5-star no-look pass went for 100,000 GP. Wow. You can just get an idea what some of these things are going for. So when you bid, and the amount of different agents on here is there's so many different agents that say you're looking for a particular country or you're looking for a particular team, that's not going to come up all the time. So you gotta keep your eye on here. I'm pretty sure that these auctions are for, is it like 45 hours or something? Let's see. I think it's around 45 hours or something. So like as long as you check like once a day, you'll see the new agents that came in for that day and you'll have time to bid on them. But keep an eye on that, because if you're looking for like a 5-star Barcelona scout, that's not going to be showing up there every day. So you're going to have to keep on looking, and you know what? You might have to overpay for that scout, because you don't know when you're going to have a chance to get him again. Unless you're patient and you want to wait for a good price. But people usually overpay for these things. And so that is the scout thing. Managers, I already went over them. You need a certain amount of games to unlock the high level managers, as you can see right there. These ones. Yeah, loan contract. If you want to loan some players, I don't do this myself personally, but that's loan players if you want to loan players for your team. You can also trade duplicates. I do not have any, but how the trading works is basically, say you have 3 gold ball players. Say you have 3 gold balls, all of the same player. You can trade those 3 of that one player and get any gold ball you want. So that it is the identical color of the ball that you have 3 of. So say you have 3 black ball Diego Costas. You could trade those 3 black ball Costas, and then you can get 1 black ball of any black ball player. So you can get like a Messi if you wanted, which is pretty cool how they do that. But it's hard to get the 3 of a certain player. So I don't know how often this comes into play, but I guess if people open and do a lot of spins and stuff like that, I can see maybe it comes into play. Me personally, I'm not going to ever get to that point. But I think that is it right now. Just check for the here's your ranking for Sim if you want to look through your records. Check your last results. Here's all my losses from Sim because my team's bad. White ball team. But let's check the extras. Here's where you change your team name, stuff like that, and home team setting, hometown settings, stuff like that. Check your different balances. I think we went over the main stuff right here. I don't know how long this video was. Oh my god, it's a long video. But hopefully this video helps you guys out. It gives you a lot of information where to get started. And if you guys have any comments or questions after this, let me know in the comments down below. Kind of let you guys know if you guys need some help or whatever. Let me know. And if you guys found this video helpful, hit the like button. I appreciate every single like. Thank you very much. Hit the sub button if you guys want to know when my next video is coming. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys soon.